Good morning, insiders. This is Todd with our daily video. Hope you're having a great day today and the markets are treating you well. We're going to kind of take a look at the overall markets here and see what's going on. I'm recording this pretty early today just to kind of give you an idea of what some things that we look at are from what the currencies are doing, the U.S. dollar, all the way through what is happening with the futures, the other markets around the world, and all of that type of stuff. Generally, what I'll look at is what's going on just with general news. You can go to a news source and get pretty much all the information that you need from whatever's going on in the world. Right now we're seeing the U.S. 10-year Treasuries hitting an all-time low of 1.6713%. Generally, if you see things hitting all-time lows or all-time highs, they're in an extreme of where they have been, and it's certainly something that we want to, just keep in the back of our heads of what's going on. Now, if we look at what's going on in Europe overnight, we had the markets moving down sharply, 1 to 1.5%. Headlines are that Europe shares cut its losses as the European Union calls to help banks. Asia down, not quite as much there. Gold still kind of sitting around that 1550 level. Silver's at 27. Oil's down below $90 for the not certainly an all-time low, but certainly a reason to think that oil prices are heading down, and really this is as low as it's been since back in September of this last year. So we're seeing those types of movements. If we look at Facebook again, we know that it closed down quite a bit. Pre-market trading, it's up slightly, but still below $29. And that is certainly something that we want to keep an eye out on and kind of see what's happening. Now, as we look at our markets coming up here, the stock market will have a pre-market numbers or what's happening prior to the market opening. And generally, you can get a sense of how strong the market's going to open or close by what's going on with that. So if they're up big or down big, then that is something to take into consideration. Now, the Dow futures are down over 100 points right now. So we should see a pretty strong downside open on the U.S. markets. So we'll keep an eye on that. And typically, if the U.S. markets are opening, strong, then we're going to see other markets begin to open strong also, either down or up. So keep that in mind. The dollar index is something that we always want to keep an eye on, and it's been strengthening. We look at the Forex world, we know that things are strengthening for the U.S. dollar there, at least relative to other currencies. Now, I wanted to just talk about stop losses for a moment, and I've got this chart up here. Now, obviously, when we look at the simple trading method, we were looking at things that are going to give us opportunities to enter the trade as it begins to move back in the direction of the trend. And right now, as we look at this chart, you can see that the moving average is going down and the price is below the moving average. So a lot of evidence on the chart that we would call this a bearish trend or a bearish market. Meaning that the price has been going down. Now, when we start to identify opportunities for the simple trading method, we want to typically see a pullback or move back up towards an area of resistance. And that could be a pullback towards a moving average or a prior high, or various things that we could say. There is some counter trend movements happening for our trade. Now, you can see that this candle is dropping here. This is a down candle, and the lowest low of the last three would be right here. So we certainly would have the criteria for looking at an entry at the lowest low of the last three being met at this juncture here. Now, this could be a 5-minute chart, could be a daily chart, or anything in between. I just want to show you what we're looking for when we talk about the simple trading method. Now, let's say that we placed our stop loss right here. And let's say that we want to know our position size. We need to recognize that that position size is going to be calculated based off of the distance between our entry and our stop. So this is our stop. This is our entry. We need to know that distance so that we can go and figure out what our position size should be with that. So make sure you understand the process of doing that. What you don't want to do is just arbitrarily say you're going to be buying or selling a certain position size every single time without taking into consideration the stop loss. So sometimes the stop loss may be smaller, sometimes it may be bigger, and the bigger our stop loss, the smaller our position size. The smaller the stop loss, the bigger the position size. So take some time to review that. Make sure you understand how to determine your position size so that you don't ever get in more risk than what you want to take. Again, we typically will look at 2% as kind of a maximum amount, but that doesn't mean that we have to take that amount. It just means that that's the most that we should allow ourselves to take when we are entering into any position. So work on that, and if you have questions about anything, feel free to let me know. We'll continue to watch the markets and make sure that you are comfortable with what the setup is using that simple trading method in any trades that you get into. So until tomorrow, everybody have a fabulous day, and we'll talk to you soon.